Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Armchair Pundits. We have a little bit of an extended episode this week as we had some games today on Tuesday. I'd like to thank you, Daryl, and Leon for filling in last week while I was away. Good show as usual. Good to hear the views on Tottenham and got some good
Hmm.
feedback as well. So, welcome, guys. How you guys been?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm vexed. I still ain't recovered from Monday. Yeah, but yeah, we'll get onto that in it.
Yourself, Leon?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. Just cracking on with as usual. Can't even think about my team because they're just crap.
Well, as you made the trip to Goodison, Daryl, we'll start off with Tottenham this week. So tell us a tale of what you saw yesterday.
To tell of what I saw yesterday, I saw the M1, the M6 for hours and hours.
More
I get to,
entertainment from that, yeah?
I get to Goodison, some rundown, clapped out old stadium. Although, yeah, the steak pie was decent though. I ain't gonna lie, still. Um, and see us basically turn up like a traditional Conte team. Agent Conte, Stellini said about making changes, and I don't know where they were because it was the same lineup, predictable. And I know we've got injuries, so it was always going to be predictable. But same formation, same style of play. To be honest with you, we played poor, really, um, and we obviously got the advantage of them going down to 10 men, and we didn't got a penalty. We scored the penalty. Didn't score from open play or nothing, but Kane bagged the penalty. And then we somehow decided that, yeah, we're just going to retreat, give Everton time to put pressure on us. And then again, more Antonio Conte-esque stupid ass subs where you're bringing on a right-footed centre back to play at left centre back. For what reason, I do not know. When Davinson Sanchez comes on for Longley, don't get that whatsoever.
I thought it was because of the yellow card. Because Longley was on a yellow card and he was fearful that you go 10 versus 10. That's the
If
only
you
reason I thought
if
he
you
did it.
if you're fearful, you don't bring on Davinson Sanchez, bro. Real talk.
He's got two mistakes in it. Two
Yeah,
chances in the 10
yeah.
minutes.
No, not a 1-0 in a game, bro. You don't bring on Davinson Sanchez, bro. Trust me. And then bringing on Lucas Moura. I don't know what Dan Juma has done, bro. Like
Mm.
he must have been like texting Conte's daughter or something, and it's Stellini's goddaughter or something, bro. Because this guy can't get no minutes on the pitch, and we're putting in a player that's not even going to be there next season. I love Moura for all the good moments that he had, but I just didn't understand that substitution again. Then he's gone in and
Mm.
done something stupid now. Stupid tackle, red card, gives them massive momentum. Because at that point in the game, I thought it was kind of, although we retreated and gave them a lot of time to put us under pressure and stuff, I still feel we was controlling it. But you then even up the score with 10 men against 10 men. The crowd of the home fans went mad. The players thrive off of that energy, and then again, it's more stupidness. We're backing off, and you're going to let a centre back just take a shot, free reign. And I know, you're probably not going to expect that from Keane, but if you don't close someone down, that can happen. It can be a deflection. It can rocket in the corner. It's just a joke. Like realistically, I don't understand how the Southampton game we're 3-1 up, can't manage to hold out and get that result in the 3 points. We're against 10 men with 39 minutes. We score a goal, then retreat, and we can't hold on to a 1-0 either to get the 3 points, which important 3 points because if we had a 1, we would have been in third.
Mm.
So I had to digest all of that on a 5.5 hour journey back to London, and that's why I'm still vexed now, if I'm honest with you, because I'm tired still. Yeah, like let me tell you now, as a fan, there's nothing worse than coming back from an away trip and you've lost, or even felt like you've lost in the circumstances that we had, where we haven't held on against 10 men to go third in the league. Like it might as well have been a loss. That 1 point just doesn't feel like it's worth anything. So
Okay,
yeah,
on the flip side, because watching the game, I thought Everton were the better team anyway.
yeah, they were
So yes,
100%.
you had you had them down to 10 men. So I guess obviously from a neutral, it looked like a fair result.
No,
In all
the,
It
honesty,
wasn't a
no, the
fair
difference
result.
is
They should have won.
the difference.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
okay, yeah, then they probably should have won. I think
they could,
11 versus 11, they probably would have won the game
they
without the red card.
yeah, at that point, because it was 0-0 at the time, possibly yes. Um, they came out the better team. They played better than us for the majority of the match. They had 15 shots on goal compared to our 8 shots on goal, and yeah, they were the better team. But at the end of the day, they went down to 10 men. We took control of the
Yeah,
game. We got the
we'll
penalty,
try to. Yeah,
right? We went up, and then we retreated to try and hold on against a team that's fighting for relegation. Let me tell you now, I can tell you honest truth. From the sound of the first whistle, Everton as a team wanted it more than us. It meant more to them. And I know, yeah, you could say it means more to them because they're challenging to stay up and stay in the Premier League and hold that reputation of theirs of being in the Premier League and never being relegated. But our players should be fighting to be in Champions League next season.
yeah,
They
Don't
should
think
be
they care
fighting
yeah.
to
that much
show
about it, to be honest with you. Don't think
they
they care that much.
even that they should have been. These men wanted Conte out after all the things that he said. Go and show a response that, yeah, you know what, we do care, we can handle pressure, we have got kahunas. But no, all they've done
But
is just
they
shown.
still had Conte's sideman though, innit? So Conte's not out.
What does that matter?
So it's
Like you can
still
go,
the same regime.
you can go and prove a point to Conte, bro. Go and put in a performance. How many times have you seen that before with teams where the managers got sacked and then they've gone out and put in a miraculous performance in the next game to prove their point? They didn't do that. They didn't do that. They were poor all the way through. The only players that I can say that can come off their pitch and hold their heads up was Poro, um, Skip, and who else? And Longley probably. The rest of them just rubbish, absolute trash. Like none of them deserve anything. Son stinking out of the place. Kane, as much as he's got his own individual accolades. He scored his penalty, getting closer to Shearer. He played terrible. I saw him on the pitch, not tracking, not man running back. Do you know what I mean?
Is that enough? Is his mind gone? Do you reckon? He's done for the season?
I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't even really want to get on him because I'll feel the backlash from all these fans that want to give him like absolute glory 24/7. But I'll call a man out when he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And he was poor. Son was poor. Kulusevski had a good game actually. He was constantly trying, but
Hmm.
it was just disappointing. I'll be honest with you, it's absolutely disappointing to see that performance. It just felt exactly the same as it's been this season under Conte, and what he said rings true, and they've proved it now in that performance there again. Under pressure, can't hold on to it, can't do it. And Stellini with his sideman talking, we try to press and hold on to the ball, and we got to win second balls and stuff like that. Yeah, they weren't winning no second balls. Where's the drive? Where's the determination? Simple. So yeah,
Anything
that's
from you,
annoying.
Lee?
Yeah, it boils down to the same things as Daryl said that Conte alluded to. The players don't like to play under pressure. So what does that tell you? Teams know that they can get at us, and they've always kind of known that. Like there was a spell under Pochettino where we showed some skill, we could hold out in games. But since then we've reverted back to type, and that is that teams know that if you put pressure on Tottenham, they'll fold. And that's exactly what Everton did. Sean Dyche knows he's had enough victories for Burnley against us. especially in the home games, when we rarely went up to Burnley and did anything because we just couldn't cope with the physical pressure that he and direct play that his teams play. And with Everton, as you said, they've got something to play for. They don't want to be the first Everton side to ever be relegated, because Everton and I think Arsenal are the only teams that have never been relegated. They don't want to be the first team to do that. So to me, I just feel like, unfortunately, there's a virus in the camp, and there's many players who just need to go now. It's been said many times. It's not just, we've had managers come in and go. It's the same players. The same players are there, and whoever isn't mentally up for the fight, they've got it comfortable. They've got nice facilities, nice wages, and realistically, the team is done. The team is done. So it's going to take a little while. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. We're sitting in between third, fourth, and fifth right now, between Newcastle and Man United. They've got games in hand on us, so I don't really see top four happening. But it'd be interesting to see what the rest of the season ends up being like, because I can't see much changing, and I don't think Stellini and Mason are going to get much of a tune out of these guys either. The style of play hasn't changed. Again, choosing not to have possession of the ball. It doesn't make sense to me. The best way to stop yourself from conceding is to have the ball. But the other problem is we've got two new players who don't know how to deal with being under pressure when receiving the ball. So especially in the black line, we've got this habit of playing the ball across our 18-yard box, and then giving it to Lloris, and then Lloris kicking it and making a hash of his clearance. Why not just leave it for Dyer or Romero to play that direct ball, rather than giving it to Lloris when it's at last ditch? And because he's not someone that's going to even get himself out of a situation. So I don't really understand all that whole process of trying to play along the back line. No one comes to support the defenders to get themselves out of the situation. So there's a lot of changes that need to be made, man. Lots of changes. And if it starts from the top, goes all the way down to the players. Same thing we've been saying for weeks and months. Nothing's changing. So it's going to be, as I said, it's going to be a while before it's going to be a while before it gets better.
It could be a very long while before it gets better, because if these guys continue to put this kind of performance out there, I don't know what manager these lot think they're going to be bringing in that's going to come on and take this project on. Real talk, because like, why would you want to come to this? Like, there's talks that Nagelsmann said he wanted to wait till the end of the season to see his options, and now he's
I think
available.
Chelsea will take him.
Yeah, now he's available for Chelsea all of a sudden. Because why? Because Chelsea looks more of a proposition than Tottenham.
He can still win the Champions League with Chelsea this season.
That's true. And then you then look at it like last night at the stadium, like the fans were mad. They was on it. Like, there was calling for Levy's head. There was Levy out chants and songs, and they were singing hardcore for Pochettino to be back. So, the fans are trying to make their point, but Levy ain't going to listen to the fans, because he's going to not admit he's wrong. And then secondly, like, realistically, does Poch even want to come?
Why would he? Why would he want to come back to the same shit that he left? Why would he want to do that? It doesn't make sense.
Potter? Doesn't make sense. Would you take Potter?
Bro, at the moment,
I would have taken him before the Chelsea debacle. I think he's gonna be feeling it right now.
It's damaged goods now.
I'll be real.
Damaged goods, but I think for himself, he needs a break, just to take a step back and then regroup. But
as in, would you say, okay, cool, come join us, but we're not going to come in the summer. Wherever we sit, if it's Champions League, whether it's Europa League, just do a deal for him to take over in the summer. And actually, because you want to build, innit? He got someone who will build.
I don't think it matters who the coach is until we change the direction, the sporting direction of the club. Nothing's going to change, James. It doesn't matter what coach comes in. It could be Pep, it could be Klopp. It ain't gonna change unless you decide to get rid of all of the
Pep,
deadwood and start
Pep,
again.
Pep,
Okay.
Pep, and Klopp would change our team, bro. But the
They wouldn't
thing,
change what's there
if
now, Jarrell.
yeah, they would.
Same shit would
Like
happen. No, it wouldn't.
Pep would get rid of those players, bro. He wouldn't try and still work with
Yeah,
them.
get rid. That's the point I'm making,
Exactly.
though. That's the point we've been
Yeah,
making.
but
Get
that's the
rid.
problem. So the problem comes with when you talk
But the
about
decision's
players.
not made by the managers. The decision's made by Levy. That's the reason
Yeah,
why the players are
but
still
them.
here.
That's what I'm saying. The difference with those kind of managers, they'll probably get sacked by Levy because they won't have it.
Well,
We've
that's
seen
what
what
we thought about
Conte's
Conte,
we
and
see,
that's what we
we've
thought about
seen what
Mourinho.
Conte's at
And the
best.
players and Levy won, didn't they?
The players are always going to
True
win
that.
this. It's you can't sack a whole team compared to sacking one guy. That's what's the case. But
But the point about
all that
getting rid of players still hasn't happened.
and all you're going to do there by getting people like Potter in and I'm hearing Brendan Rodgers, which I don't want in a million years. But I know James is
Like
trying to
He
push
could be
that one
good
hard.
though.
no, it's
I say,
adding more.
I say,
It's adding more Spursiness to an already
bruv, yeah,
Spursy team.
exactly. I was,
He's won, he won a trophy. He won the FA
let,
Cup
let him come back
with
to Liverpool,
Leicester.
bruv. Let him come back to Liverpool, innit?
Klopp's
Um,
not going anywhere, so we're cool. Klopp,
right.
I'm one to Klopp in, bro.
So all that's going to happen is those kind of managers are going to come in and they're going to take Levy's nonsense and they're going to work with the same players. And like you said, Leon, nothing's going to change. That's the truth of it. Anyway, Mr. Kloppin, let's move on to your game because
What the
you
Man
got
City?
we got two games to talk about for you.
Yeah,
We'll,
it's short and
we'll,
sharp.
we'll
Both
start
games
with
were terrible. Both games were terrible. The City game, our only shot on target or off target was the goal we scored. So that was a load of nonsense.
what was you feel? What was
Yes,
you
the
feeling?
first.
What was you feeling when you went 1-0 up though? Like real talk, because
I
I
was
was like,
excited, but I knew we weren't going to win the game. We
did
were
you?
playing away from home. Yeah, I knew it. Remember, I said this before. Away from home, we've won 3 games all season. Southampton have won more away games than we
Yeah,
have.
but how many times have you taken the
So
lead away from home?
not many, but still, like we still didn't look great. Like we got a goal on the counter, like we do, but City soon took control again. So it wasn't like we were peppering them or anything, or we were defending stoutly. But it was just a matter of time. When the second half came, we knew. I didn't think it would be 2 goals in the space of 8 minutes, quick. But I thought by the end of the game we would lose the game because we just don't know how to withstand. And the way City play, we were never going to keep them out. Not in the current form we're in. So it wasn't a surprise. I think I said last time I could see us getting 1 point from the 3 games, maximum 4. We've got 1 today because somehow we managed to not concede a goal against Chelsea. And again, it was a poor performance in terms of the attacking threat was not there. We had 3 shots on target, all from outside the box, and with a XG of 0.38, which is just non-threatening at all. So for some reason, like I say it over and over again, midfield is the problem. Midfield is a problem. Midfield is a problem because I sat there and Leon was at my house. I was like, look at the midfield. You got Kante, you got Kovacic, and you got Fernandes. There's no way we're handling that midfield, and we couldn't handle it. To honest truth, we couldn't handle it. Like I think Carragher said it after the game. I think some of the Liverpool players forgot who Kante was because they're trying to go shoulder to shoulder with Kante and think they could body him, and it wasn't happening. They forgot who they were playing against, and it's just crazy. Kante always seems to get back from injuries. His man's just the whole season, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's played against us in the last 2 seasons. And he's probably played like 7 games. He's played 3 games against us. He always needs to get back for us and to show us what's what. But our problems is still there. Midfield can't help us create, and midfield can't help us close gaps.
Defend either.
Yeah. So for me, top 4 is gone because I can't see us making the 7 points up against the rest of you guys. There's no miracle happening. Jota has come back, but Jota's still not back. He's still not the guy that he was. To be fair, towards the end of last season, he still wasn't scoring, but he was assisting. There were times today where the normal Jota would just bang, and he's now taking an extra touch. He's not known for that. He shoots on sight before Jota. That's what you loved about him. Now he's thinking about things, And Klopp did the brave thing today. Some would say he dropped Salah, he dropped Trent.
Is
Van
is
Dijk
is
was ill.
is Trent a massive problem for your team because he
Yeah, of
gets a
course he
lot
is.
of flack for his his fallibilities. So
Listen, when
Grealish had an amazing game. Like that's probably his best game for City in the City game, and he terrorized. Trent got terrorized. So
things he did, but I think I was saying with one of my friends earlier, like with Trent, if he's getting assists, it doesn't matter. So Trent got bly after bly for years because we were winning games, and the mistakes that may happen, he would end the game with 2 assists, and no one would say anything about it because he's got an assist or he's just done fantastic cross-field passes. Now he's getting no assists. He's not. There's no output from him. Same with Robbo. There's no output from him either. So if you don't have that, then your strengths are gone. And now we look at it. How can you defend? And Robbo has shown that he can defend better than Trent. He's obviously not shown. You've always known that. But even he's being questioned now because he's no longer providing the assists. So until the summer comes and we revamp the midfield, we buy another centre back, and it could be a case where you need to buy a right back that's actually even potential to be better and take Trent's spot, because it's going to be the same story next season. If the midfield doesn't get revamped, or even if it does get revamped, they're still going to test it. Let's throw it over Trent's side. Let's see if the midfield is going to help him defend it. And if the midfield doesn't help cover, then we're going to have the same problems. Like with defenders, you can make 7 or 8 last ditch challenges, but if a team gets by you that one time and scores and you use the game 1-0, no one cares about the 7 or 8 last ditch challenges you made. And that's what Trent's facing now. There are times where Trent is making good challenges, making good tackles, but it doesn't matter because goals are going in his side. So those other 5 things that he's done well don't mean anything. So I feel sorry for him in that regard because he's not a great defender, but he's not as bad as some people have said he's like League 2 standard. He shows some acumen, but there's also like the Grealish goal where he falls asleep. Like he should have tracked Grealish. I saw at one point where Gomez today, it wasn't exactly the same, but Gomez tracked the runner and got ahead of him and cleared the chance to the point you didn't even think about it. But because I'm analysing the game that way, I noticed it. But it was so normal because he did his job to the very end. Whereas Trent doesn't do that all the time. Trent thinks about it. That's what it is. Someone beats Trent and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got to get back." Whereas another defender instinctively just track back. Yeah. And he's been more than 5 years. He's been a right back for Liverpool, and Klopp has backed him. So there's no way, in my mind, they're not doing any one-to-one training with Trent, and it's just not getting through enough for him to actually show the fruits of the labour that he must be putting in. Because he's not an idiot. He's not going to sit there and think, you know what, I'm getting so much criticism, I'm not going to actually try harder to defend in training. He must be putting the work in somehow. And if he's not, then more for him because he's going to fade out. Eventually, Klopp will get fed up and he'll get a right back that can do the job.
The thing is, does he have any competition realistically now?
He hasn't. Because the right back we bought, the youngster who did okay, did really well in Scotland, but it was in Scotland. Got Young Player of the Year. But even him, we signed him and then we realised he had a long-term injury that we didn't have to fix straight away, but it made sense to fix it because it could have affected him later on. So then he missed like 3 months, came back, and then now he's done his knee or something, and in January he was out for the rest of the season. But again, that's an 18-year-old. We're bringing in an 18-year-old to push Trent. Like, if you're going to bring in an 18-year-old to push Trent, that 18-year-old has to be sick, not just someone who's coming from Scotland and who is potential. So, perfect example, it costs money, but Chelsea, they've got Reece James, and they've gone to France and got a top France under-21 right back to come in and challenge him next season. Why can't we do that? He's not coming now, he's coming next season. We could have done that. Put money down on him, get him in. So, end of the day, the result today, Klopp made 6 changes, and you don't expect a great performance when you make that many changes, let's be honest. So there was grit, we got a valuable point potentially if we're going to get to top four, but it's just a game where we didn't lose. That's how it feels. It feels like a game that we didn't lose.
Chelsea with a forward, they'll probably win that game.
100%. Even Lukaku, who isn't at his top level, if Lukaku was playing, they would have won the game. So, end of the day, roll on to Arsenal, where hopefully we get a draw, because the way they're playing, that's the best it looks like we're going to get. But you never know, it's Anfield. Anfield is a whole different level for us. So we'll move on, because Arsenal showed their mettle again.
Yep.
Like Liverpool, Man City did what it did to us, and Arsenal responded.
Yeah, true. To be honest with you, they were under it in the first 20 minutes. Leeds were all over them and just didn't take their chances, boy. And then, well, unfortunate with just a stupid penalty for me personally. It was a nonsense penalty. It's a penalty, like
It's a pen, though.
it's a pen. It's a pen, but it's a.
It's
First
two pens, in fact.
It's
two pens in there.
Yeah, it is stupid from the player. I don't know what you're doing. But then it's so soft that these players are going over and falling down and acting like they've got some life-threatening injury. It's crazy. Romero did it against flipping Everton yesterday as well. Like he won the penalty and then he's still on the floor 3-4 minutes later rolling around. You're like, bro, he only clipped you. Like seriously. Like I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that just gave Arsenal the momentum, and the fact that Jesus took it, and he also got his second goal. That's those kind of positive moments that the individual players have that then bring the atmosphere of the team and then push them onto the next level. And even when Leeds got the goal back, you thought, okay, well they've been in this game, they've had their chances and stuff like that. You never know, they could.
It was 3-1 at that point, though, to be fair.
They could come back into it because Arsenal didn't look flawless, but then Xhaka turns up and scores, and you're like, geez, these lot are just doing their thing right now, and they're just grinding it out and getting the results.
Listen, you got to give them credit, because Saka didn't play. He's been their best player. And Saliba's been out. Saliba's been out with a back injury or hamstring injury, whichever it is, and Holding has held it down. Like, I thought they might try the new Polish kid, but Holding's proved that there's no need. Like, he's ready to step in and fight for his spot. Obviously, he what do you call it? Saliba will come straight back in once he's fit. But it just shows that the confidence is there, that they can fill those gaps. And Trossard has been an inspired signing for them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he's settled in seamlessly, assist after assist. But I don't know. It's hard to see them. Yeah, it's hard to see how they don't win the league. Even if they get a draw against us and lose to Man City, they still win the league, right? I haven't done the math properly. I think they still win the league, dropping those two games. So
I can't see them. I can't see them falling off really. They got a few difficult fixtures. I mean, the one thing with the Premier League this year is that literally almost every team has something to play for now, because that's how tight it is in every section of the league. You've got a title race, you've got a top four race, you've got the Europa League race, and then relegation. That's literally how it is. Or conference, and then relegation.
Relegation is from like
11th or 12th
down.
to 20th.
And then you got the Champions League qualification. You're looking like, from Brentford, Bournemouth. Like, obviously, James is saying Liverpool are out of it, but it's still Liverpool. And then you got Chelsea. It's still Chelsea.
We're not in it. Chelsea's not in it. We're not in it.
You're looking at there's still 8 games left for a lot of teams. So, yeah,
there's too much for us to do. But you look at Man United dropping points to Newcastle. Newcastle's performance was very good.
That weren't just dropping points, boy. They just dropped a clanger because they got outplayed. That was the United that we were seeing at first when Ten Hag turned up on the scene. before we started
the
turning things around.
first 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, and they just got destroyed by Newcastle. And
Newcastle, but I think Newcastle had it. They said it in the post match. Losing in the final,
yeah,
it seemed like everything went against them.
Yeah,
Red card before the game, injuries before the games, all that kind of stuff. They went in there not at 100%, and Man United had everything.
yeah, they weren't.
So
They said they wanted to put it right for their fans at home, and boy,
yeah,
did they do that! Did they do that? And but the United defending was shocking, absolutely shocking. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, to be honest with you, if you look at United's away form, a bit like you, James, their away form is terrible. So
yeah, I'm looking at it now. Man United away from home, but they've won 6 games, drawn 2, lost 6.
yeah,
So
but yeah, since Ten Hag's been there, it's not been great either. So I don't know how many of those wins were.
but Ten Hag been there the whole season. Remember, he came beginning of the season. Ten Hag.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
He started the season there,
yeah,
but it's just. I think he started off poorly, innit? I think he lost 2 away games at the beginning, so it's been a bit better since the start of the season. But we'll move on. Enough for United. We'll move on to Chelsea, the game that got Potter sacked. I think just really good performance, really good away performance from Villa, because Chelsea had chance after chance after chance. I think they were clinical. McGinn's finish was quality.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about XG on that, then, are we?
Nah,
we're not, boy. But
that's been their problem. Missing chances all the time, man. It's been their problem all season, and it's unfortunate for Potter because obviously we know that he lost his job following this match. But you know, it's not attacking has not been their problem. It's literally
it's the finishing of the chances.
It's the final, the finishing, but the decision making up as well. Because there's times where certain players can pass it to literally make it harder to miss. But you know,
or even in that game when Mudryk went through and goal and
come on,
I like he had so much time and then I don't know what he's trying to bamboozle the keeper and then I don't know what he's doing.
It's a guy with no confidence.
And
he could have taken 2 more touches and he could have rolled it to his right and it would have been a tap in.
He literally rolled it back to the keeper. Is crazy. But so obviously, evidently, that ended up getting put at a sack. I think obviously the main reason they've done that is because they wanted to make sure they didn't miss.
I guess.
Yeah, they got in Nagelsmann.
Yeah, but fair play and credit to Villa, boy, because they're playing well. Ollie Watkins.
They moved above us in the league now. It's not saying much, but they're above us now.
Yeah, from relegation candidates under Gerrard to doing well.
It's true actually because their first game, his first game was against Liverpool, and they were in relegation. That's the tail of the tape. The first game that he came in was against us, I think, and they were in relegation. And look where they are now, above us.
Yep.
And they're sitting in 7th, and he can get into Europe with 2 points off Europe with a win, next win, and so it's credit where credit's due.
I was speaking to a Villa fan this week, and he was saying that he felt sorry for Gerrard because he just feels that unfortunate. He thinks that it was just too soon for Gerrard to come to the Premier League and try and do stuff with Aston Villa, and because when you look at it realistically, the squad hasn't changed much, but it's just the way that Unai Emery's gone about, getting a team to play, and they've done well. And Watkins playing as that striker out and out, he's getting goals, 6 away goals in a row now, new Villa record.
I think the bottom line is Unai Emery's a better manager.
Yeah, 100.
He's a quality manager. It didn't quite go his way at Arsenal, but he's a top quality manager, and he's proving it at the moment. I think this is his level. Yeah. These are the kind of teams he can do really well with.
I don't necessarily think that this is his level because, it's not Villarreal are not no mugs in the Spanish league. You wouldn't say that they're like the Aston Villa of the Spanish league.
No, but Aston Villa now have money, so Aston Villa can actually afford to spend to get to where they are now.
100%. I think with Villa especially, it seems like, again, I think we talked about this before, but his organization and his tactics, he knows how to figure out a plan for each game, and it's literally a case of the players going out there and doing what they've been asked to do. And at the moment, he seems to be getting the right tune out of them. So that's probably why they've had some amazing results, and this is another one. And as for Chelsea, it's same story, missing chances mostly, and long may it continue, because we much prefer them to be down there than challenging. Let's be real.
Exactly. They're sitting 11th, 2 games, no goals. But the last, I guess Brighton are in the top 6 now, so we'll give them their time. 3-3 against Brentford. They showed fighting spirit to fight back so many times.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Brighton as well. Chances, man. They create so many chances. I think there was some record about every player having at least 2 shots.
Yes.
Every outfield player having at least 2 shots. I don't think that's ever happened in the Premier League since those stats have been recorded. But yeah, Brentford very resolute. Brighton really poor from set pieces, because that is literally where Brentford score their goals from. So Ivan Toney getting on the score sheet again, a quality finish, and Mitoma still on a hot form and causing problems with Brighton. They've got games.
If he's not scoring, he's getting assists as well. That's the thing with him as well.
Yeah. I was just gonna say Brighton now still with their 2 games in hand, or is it 1 now? I think it's still 2.
I think it's 2 games in hand. Go third.
Still 2.
They can go third
if they win
got
2 games.
2 games in hand over us, and they're only 4 points behind us. So yeah,
mad.
But you do have them next, so you have your say on that.
True.
So,
but yeah, so there you go.
What's happen there, don't we? We're gonna be trying to defend.
And then there you go. There goes the next question about another manager that would be linked to De Zerbi. Well, why again? Why would you?
He's not leaving. He's not leaving to come Tottenham. That'd be stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Just on Brentford, too many draws this season for them, because otherwise they could have been in the race for Europe. Really,
I don't think that any position they finish in this year, they're going to be unhappy with. I know you're saying in hindsight, but when you think about it, last season they survived on the final day, bro.
A lot of people had them as relegation candidates at the start of the season, but they've proved that they haven't been that. But the draws that they've given away and thrown away wins, they could have been right up there battling for Europe. It's quite crazy on a season like this.
In other games, I would have said yes, but not this Brighton game. They should have lost.
No.
They should have lost, bro.
They're still battling for Europe, bro. They're only 3 points off Brighton.
Yeah.
They're only 3 points off Brighton right now, so they're still in it. But let me round up the weekend's games anyway. Bournemouth beat Fulham 2-1, which was a shock result. Solanke finally getting a goal. You had the Wolves, Nottingham Forest 1-1, which was at the time it looked like a good result for Wolves. Johnson scoring again. Podence again getting another goal as well himself. And then you had the game that got Brendan Rodgers the sack. Crystal Palace. You had Hodgson come back with a win, which is mad considering they couldn't get a win for love nor money. And he comes back first game, more direct and
football. They played attacking football under Roy Hodgson. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but that goes to show that a manager can come in and change the ethos of a team from defensive to attacking, just like that.
But that's what people were saying about what happened when Patrick Vieira took over.
He did attacking.
Exactly.
But I think what happened, he had so many. He wasn't sure. He had Elise, he had Zaha, and he had Eze. It's like, can I really play all 3 of them? Can I play all 3 of them and have the right protection? And he tried a few times, and it didn't quite work because he didn't have a clinical enough striker for it to work. So it ended up having 4 players that couldn't score enough. So he tried different things, and it might have upset them because you're dropping Eze, you're dropping Elise, and you're thinking, why is he not playing? Why is he not playing? And then it didn't work out. But moving on to the games from today, yesterday and today.
You missed West Ham. You missed West Ham Southampton from Sunday.
Oh, West. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big
I'm looking at
game.
it now.
That was a big game.
That
Big
was a
relegation
good
game.
header.
Yeah,
Close VAR call there, but it was a right
yeah,
call
very
in the
close.
end. But
But yeah,
you know, with him, he's gonna get him out. Like I
what?
honestly don't.
Who
I've got
Moyes?
no. Yeah, I've got no worries.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
be there where they are now. They're not getting relegated. It's not
You reckon?
happening. Yeah, it's not
Bro,
happening.
even if they were bottom at the moment, I still think he would have got them. He would get them to safety.
Because
It's
they're
so
going to string
tight.
2 or 3
It's still
wins.
so tight.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah, but
Southampton, they're finally a couple of points. They're like 4 points adrift of safety now. But 4 points, if they're playing against teams in and around them, why can't they pick up those
yeah,
wins?
It's nothing.
it's true.
Nothing.
But the problem for West Ham is that Europe's gonna be back again, and it's what they're gonna what are you gonna concentrate and focus on? That's the problem now. Do you concentrate and focus on the league and make sure you stay up, or do you chase that cup?
I don't think there's much of a discussion on that one. Let's be honest. We know that they can't really afford to be relegated, so I think that will be the priority. But I don't. A trophy's a trophy, so
Yeah,
I
you don't
can't
have
see
to,
them just.
you don't have to tell us, Leon. You don't have to tell
Well,
us.
exactly. I can't see them. I can't see them just throwing away a cup opportunity to. If I think they'll go for. I think they'll go for both. They need to get survival, and I think they will. And I think they can still try and get a few more wins in Europe and try and make a run to the final. You never know. We're in
Okay.
April now.
Exactly. I'll run out the rest of today's good results because we've done the rest. So Bournemouth lost 2-0 to Brighton, as we spoke on earlier. Ferguson, lovely finish from Ferguson again.
Oh,
And
lovely finish. Yeah,
Enciso, I'm not sure how you say it.
Yeah,
Enciso.
and Ciso.
He tried to sit the goalkeeper down twice and they still buried it in the corner. He took the mick out of the goalkeeper. I was like, man.
nah. Even that the goalkeeper was like, "Come on, what am I supposed to do?" Like,
Bro, he had
like
no
really?
chance, bro.
He's like, he could do what he wants here.
Mhm.
What am I doing? Yeah,
Just walked through like it was nothing. Then you got Leeds winning, a very important win for them. Because
very
took them up to
important.
13th, especially against Forest, because Forest were looking like they could do something now, and they've now literally out of relegation by goal difference. It's 4 teams on 27 points, in fact.
Yeah,
Good goals. I actually like Harrison.
Yeah,
It's not Liverpool quality, but
he's always
he
contributing
can do a
again.
job. Yeah, left
Always
foot, right foot,
contributing.
doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
Sinistera, nice finish.
Ooh.
That cheeky
Great
little finish through the crowd.
Great finish. Little bit jinky, bent it in. Yeah, nice.
they got them three.
Nearly got another one after that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
they
And
got them
then
three
last
nimble
game,
musketeers, man.
oh yeah,
Sinistera,
for real.
Somerville, and Jonto.
Nonto.
Nonto,
I don't think Nonto played
But
today
you
as
know what?
well.
Yeah.
He didn't. But
Hey,
their
Leeds
manager's
are one of those teams. Leeds are
problems.
one of those teams. If they went down, boy, they're getting raided.
Yeah, they will.
They're getting
They
raided.
will.
They would.
And I'll be as much as we've got enough left wingers, I'll still want Nonto.
Of course you would.
Yeah, I
still want Nonto.
think we'd all want Nonto,
Everyone
boy.
wants Nonto, bro.
He ain't coming
But
Tottenham.
last game, Leicester, Aston Villa, another good win, as we said earlier,
Yeah.
away from home. Barnes' finish was nice though. The
What,
first
mate,
touch,
the
the
first
first
touch,
touch
bruv.
and the
Always
finish.
touching the finish.
Hey,
Bruv,
he's
read the
improving week
back
on
of the
week,
ball
you know.
and
Yeah,
just-
bro. I've been calling for this guy. I told you. I've been calling for this guy for ages.
Well, if you get Rodgers, you might bring him and Madison in it.
Bro,
Shut up,
can
boy.
you stop?
Don't hear that
Can you
talk,
stop?
man. You can
I
keep.
know you've really
Stop.
experienced Rodgers, yeah, but you don't need to bring
Well,
that
bruv,
pain
he almost
to
won
us,
us the
man.
league, innit? Bruv, he almost won us the league.
Almost, innit? But what did he do? He Spursy, innit?
Exactly.
Is that
Some people blame Steven Gerrard, didn't it? So I don't. But
Bro,
you know,
that Crystal Palace game, bro, that was the one. Bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely, 100%.
it need to shut down shop. But anyway, Watkins, as you said earlier, 6 and 6 away from home, and Traore's winner. Ha man, I don't know.
Finish.
I don't know what Ndidi was doing. I think I said to you earlier, Daryl. Like last season, it was like Ndidi and Fabinho alongside Rodri were like the best three DMs in the league. And now Ndidi and Fabinho have dropped off the planet Earth, brothers. The DMs.
Off. And then when you think about
shocking.
it, even Declan Rice has fallen off. this season,
Yeah.
realistically.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He's come under flack for it as well, though. To be honest with you,
yeah,
so
he has, but so has Fabinho, and so has Ndidi.
Yeah.
It's just that Ndidi plays for Leicester, but we all know that
Yeah.
Fabinho has been getting that smoke for the
yeah.
Liverpool fans anyway.
If Leicester went down, would you want Ndidi? Because I would take him. If
We
Leicester
don't.
went down, I'll take Ndidi.
I don't see.
And
I
maybe you
don't
don't
see.
need any.
We don't really need them. Really, we need creative, bro,
We need defenders
and
and a
defenders, yeah,
goalkeeper.
and a
All of
goalkeeper,
them
Mm.
new.
and a left back. Well, actually, no, we got one coming.
We need
from
a
Syria.
new bank
Yeah,
of 11 players because Kane's also going to
yeah,
be gone as well.
yeah.
Hey, for real. Okay, well, that's our
Well,
roundup this week.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have to touch on the United Brentford game and West Ham Newcastle game on the next roundup from the weekend, I guess.
It's a weird one. Like United, Brentford are behind us. If they win, they go above us. Like, is it a draw? Do I want a draw from that game? What do I want? I never want Man United to win, so I think the draw.
You want to draw? You want to draw?
I want a draw, and
we
I
want a
want
United
West Ham
loss.
to win. I want West Ham to win
Yep,
as well.
100%. Yeah, I'm getting behind the Hammers today, boy. Getting behind the Hammers. Yeah, come on, West Ham, just do a job against Newcastle, please. Yeah, and
Boy,
Brentford.
so
Come on, London teams. Let's get this going.
before we end, so like I said, we've got Arsenal. Honestly, I don't see us getting much. Draw at best. It's Anfield, so I should feel confident we can win. Arsenal, the old Arsenal, never felt comfortable coming to our ground, but this Arsenal, they'll hold no fear. So it's just whether we can turn up and win the game. Like we said, we've done okay against the top teams this season, apart from Arsenal beat us away and Man City beat us away, but the rest of them we've held our own. So we might get a miracle and win the game, but that's asking for a lot right now. It's asking for a hell of a lot. Thiago might be back. Whether he's ready to start, I don't know. But we'll probably need him if we're going to try and hold out in that game.
You did question whether you've been missing him or not. So we'll be interested to see.
And you guys?
Yeah, I think we're going to lose to Brighton at home. Yeah, simple.
You think so?
That's how I feel right now.
Bro, it doesn't make any sense to think anything other than that.
Real talk. It on the coach back. There's a couple people were saying, boy, tickets might end up on StubHub for this weekend, boy.
Oh wow.
That's the general feeling, because yeah, it was deflating. Trust me, we didn't even lose, but it was deflating. So yeah, I'm sure me and Leon will just drag ourselves there regardless. And let's what do you think, Leon? We say
I'll save that. I'll save that for after the thing, bro.
Yeah, just thinking what else we could do with our time instead. Anyway.
Okay, well, that's it for today. We've managed to deal with a few technical hitches through the show, but hopefully when we come to full editing, everything will be nice and clear. If not, thanks for watching, and continue to subscribe. We're getting more subscribers every week, which is good, and continue to share. And for those that enjoy the pain that we go through, you can, if it means you're sharing the pain and more people watching, then we'll take that right now. Because next season's a new year, and that's what we're all looking forward to right now.
Yeah, the pain is real right now for both our teams, boys. So yeah. All right, cool.
All right, cool. Have a good evening, guys.
All right,
And
till
catch
next
you on the
time.
other side.
Later.
Peace.
Yeah, peace out.